So, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Happy Monday. The weather is not as cold as before. It's in the 40s if you are in New York. Just want to say welcome, everyone, to my channel. My name is Chad Royer, and the name of my channel is What's Up with Chad Y. Royer. And the reason for the channel is that I go into my experience as a multiple myeloma cancer patient, and I give you my experience through the form of this YouTube channel on what it is, how it feels, what are the things that I experiences, and what are ways that I can help other people. I would like to invite you and anyone you know to like and subscribe to the channel. We also have a GoFundMe that is also in my name if anyone wants to donate to the cause, because medical bills are expensive. Now, let's just get into it. It is my weekly chemotherapy visits that I typically do as part of the process. And I also make it a habit to try to get there earlier than the actual time they provide. So once again, I get to my appointment early with the hopes that there's not a lot of people. And once I'm seen or seen to at least draw the blood, that's one less thing that I have to wait for. And hopefully I will get out sooner than later. So I was fortunate. The waiting room was not filled to capacity. There were quite a few empty seats. Even while I was waiting, there were some empty seats there. I also happened to come across a picture that somebody drew, and I just think this is interesting. Not really the subject of the video, but rather a concept of what I'm going through. So when someone says that healing is not linear, it simply means that not all healing is the same. Not everyone heals at the same time with the same issue. Not everyone heals without the same issues. I just thought that was interesting. So just keep a note of that. Healing is not linear. You might see that as a future video, just keeping that in mind. Now, a couple days ago, before today, I admittedly felt some fatigue and my back was starting to act up a little bit. It wasn't as cold where I would expect it to act up when the weather gets cold, but it was acting up a little bit. Tried some stretching, it helped a little bit, but then I felt something. That might just come with the territory after having gone through the multiple myeloma and the back operation. So I take it for what it is. As it stands right now, my back feels a little better. I literally just got out of bed, I want to say about a half hour ago. I slept for a good hour and a half to 2 hours. Maybe I looked a little more relaxed, just a little bit. Now, all this to say, I came in to do my chemotherapy. I came prepared, except I forgot one thing. I can't remember if I was supposed to get one shot or if I was supposed to get two. So for those who do not know or may not remember, you could go to my previous video. There are two injections. I call it shot. It's an injection that goes into the stomach. One is called Velcade. That's the short injection. The DARA, which is an acronym, is the bigger injection. That one can take about 3 to 5 minutes to draw the medicine into the system. I am on a skip schedule right now where 1 week I would only take the Velcade. The next following week, I will take the Velcade and the DARA. It'll alternate. So what that means is that every 2 weeks, I have to deal with the big one, the big injection. And I simply forgot. I had to prepare for it anyway, and that's what I did. So when it was my turn, they called me, or at least I thought they called me. They called me to replace my tag, and I had to go back. So I said, darn, they're not going to see me right then. But they called me about 5-10 minutes later. So when they did call me, I was in the waiting room. I got a window this time. I got a room with a window this time. And When I was speaking to the nurse practitioner, she confirmed that I am taking 2 shots today. And I had to remind them 2 injections. I keep saying shots for injections. I just simply reminded them that I'm not very good with taking them, although I've been able to handle the discomfort to the best of my ability. So what happened today was I took the Velcade first, which is always the rule, or at least I believe it's always the rule. The short one, sharp pinch, I felt it. This one actually hurt a little bit. And then she took it out, boom, that was done. So now I'm bracing myself. I am literally bracing myself for the DARA. If I'm going to exaggerate, I want to give you a sample of how big, maybe not as big, but the way that the injection is given is around the size of this remote control. About this long, maybe not so wide. And the way it's injected, you have to let the injection run its course. You can't force it too much. Otherwise, the sensitivity around the stomach area will cause the nerves to react and you feel the pain. What did I do differently? I just stopped talking. I usually talk to the nurses and, keep good conversation, trying to maintain a positive attitude. I had to stop talking. I laid back. I noticed that my breaths when I take are short. So when I breathe in and I breathe out, I feel the tension when the injection is going in. And so does the nurse practitioner who's feeling it, because she's feeling the resistance. I had to slow down the breathing. I had to literally slow down the breathing, which means I would stop everything else I was doing. Stop moving my foot, stop moving my head, stop talking, rest my other arm, and I would just take the breath in, try to hold it, and then breathing out. And I'll try to breathe out as much as I can, but slowly. And then take the breath back in. And then take the breath back out on my own, under my own power, slowly. Because if I let the reflex of having to deal with a needle or stress or something I don't like, my body's going to react and tense up, and it's going to take over the breathing interval. So I had to reprogram the breathing interval of breathing what would consider to be normal under the circumstance and slow it down. I literally had to slow it down and tell my body, you're not breathing in, you're breathing out. You're going to pause. You're going to take it in. And sometimes it's okay to make the sound if you're letting the breath come out or you're letting the breath come in, because you're concentrating on the breath so that the body is as relaxed as it can be so that it can take the medicine. I got to tell you, from the time that the needle went in, I did not feel a thing, or almost didn't feel a thing. I knew something was in there, but the breath helped a lot. In fact, she finished the medicine draw under 5 minutes. I think she did it in under 4 minutes. That's actually a good time. So once she pulled that needle out, I felt a sigh of relief. I was still breathing because I was still in the mode. But once she took it out, I felt so much better. So much better. And for me, I don't have a lot of adipose tissue for the needle to be cushioned when it goes in. So that made a big deal in how I handle the pain management of accepting that kind of drug. So that tip worked for me. I'm almost positive it could work for you because it's all physiological. When you slow down your breath and your body takes over, it gets into a relaxed state. The body can respond better when the body is relaxed as opposed to when it's under tense management. So that's been my experience today. And I got home early, no complaints, came home, went to sleep. I'm still fatigued though. I'm still fatigued. So I'm going to have to try to find a way to catch up with some rest afterwards, maybe in a few hours. But I just wanted to give you my story today, and hopefully that can help somebody else. So again, I thank you all for joining me on my journey as a multiple myeloma cancer patient with the hopes of getting better. The road is long, but the recovery is possible. And I'm doing my best to make it happen. I thank you for your support. Feel free to donate to my GoFundMe if you are interested in providing financial support. The GoFundMe is in my name, Chad Y. Royer. And I also have the YouTube channel here where I would like for you to like, subscribe, make comments, share with your people, make comments, turn on your notifications. I have a lot more content to bring forth, and I want you to be there. Cheers.